Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? I am doing good. The weather's going to be nice today, but we have a big storm coming in overnight. A lot of you are going to be getting it too. I know it's going to hit just me, not just me. I mean, just me in chat. Ice and snow. Snow is okay, not the ice. I've busted my ass before and it hurts. There's my friend Deb, Superior Dreams. Good morning. DT Driver, hello. Gaelic Girl, glad you're here. There's Just Me. Just Me, did you get all your milk and bread? I have a feeling it's going to be hard to find today. Chris Melcher, good morning. Hello, Katie Bird. Hello. Sharon, how you doing? Momo of 11. Momo 11's having a birthday tomorrow, everybody. And there's my friend Kat. We're actually going to be talking about one of Kat's videos today, amongst a few other things that are blowing my mind. There's Ruby. Ruby, I meant to call you yesterday, and my whole day got messed up. I will. Let me see. Two Boston moms, good morning. Yeah, two Boston moms. Did you get all that snow that was going through the Northeast? Leash 50, hello. Hello, everyone. There's Sarah. Unheard Not Forgotten, love that name. If I miss somebody, I apologize. There's my friend Holly Bean, Cindy. So I hope everybody's having a great morning and ready to talk. Ready to talk because it's getting crazier every day. Oh, there's Gabby's mom. I think Doug's in here because he just threw in a $5 super chat, I see. Thank you, Doug. Thank you for keeping the world's daughter on the tube every day until we find out what happened. Much love and respect, you guys. Thank you, Doug. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat and the kind words. Always appreciated. So, I'm going to bring up Kevin. We're going to see how his weather's going. Like I said, we have an ice storm coming through tomorrow. I got to call my dentist because I was supposed to go to the dentist tomorrow morning. And I have a feeling they're not even going to be open because in my neck of the woods, when you see white stuff, everything closes down. I don't mean white people. I mean snow. Who did I just see? Hang on. There's something. Oh, there's Jen. Hey, Jen F. So anyway, hopefully everybody gets out of that storm or is not in that storm. So let's bring up, this is the comment I was looking for. Tiffany, stars are aligning for a resolution. Yep. I agree with that. I agree. And I know who else is going to agree. Kevin B. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, Brooks. How are you? I haven't talked to you in forever.
No, it's been forever.
Good morning, chat. Hello to my great, awesome sister. I'm sure she's watching. It's actually going to be in the mid 30s here today, and I am just over the moon about that.
For the mid 30s?
Yeah. When you come out of, below zero and it's in the mid 30s, I swear to God, it feels like spring. Unbelievable. We need this sunshine and this warmth for at least. We're only going to have it for today, and then it's back to Arctic temperatures.
Yep. Nope, I'm ready for spring. I don't want to hear, snow is one thing, okay, but I don't want to hear about ice, and that's what we're getting. We had an ice storm, I think it was in 2007. There were people that didn't have power for almost a month.
Whoa, that's a long time.
I want to say it was like $600 for me to get my yard cleaned up. Because, there was just like broken trees everywhere. I woke up in the middle of the night and I could just hear crack, 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 crack. So I'm hoping it's not going to be like that.
If I lived where you live, I'd have a Generac generator. I would. Because of the tornadoes and stuff.
Yep. Yeah, most people do. Mama Bear, did y'all hear Cher's last night? Oh my gosh. That is the craziest shit. I'm not going to play it, but we are going to talk about it because she was obviously really upset by what was said to her. Nobody heard the phone call. I don't know that we're going to hear the phone call. But man, oh man, Tamara said, this is for Kevin B. I'll be your huckleberry.
Oh, I'll be yours too. Yep.
That's funny.
Another stunt last night.
Yep. Before we get
Wow.
to that, Ruby, hang on. Yeah, I remember my power and cable was ripped out of my house. I know. It was awful. It was awful. So I'm just hoping that that's not what we're going to go through tonight. Because I won't be on tomorrow. I won't have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, a month without power. That's like Red Cross stuff. You know what I mean? They have to come in because that's a long time, especially if you have kids and stuff. To not have power for a month would absolutely be. I can't even imagine it.
It was bad.
I bet it
Not gonna
was.
lie. Jimmy said, "Cool pick, Kevin. Cool pick." I knew it.
Oh, I love that guy. Oh my gosh. I think, yep, that he played that part so well.
Yes, he did. All right. I'm pulling up the comments. Hang on, guys. All right. So a few comments from yesterday I want to address. Okay. If he's like, now we're talking about the phone call we heard yesterday. If he, meaning Don, is like this without kids there, can you imagine the words he swore at them kids? So basically, what she's trying to say is this isn't anything new. So the boys and Summer were subjected to this as well. Okay, but Don is saying that the boys were taken because of the dangers. Well, they didn't take Don and Candace. There's been many, 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 many cases where they've put the family in protective custody because of danger. We know why those boys were taken. We know.
Yeah. The only reason it was dangerous for them is because of Dondus and Damnedus. You
Exactly.
know, that's what was dangerous. Let's not, quit, deflection, hell. Yeah, those boys were taken because their own damn parents were dangerous.
That was the danger. That's
Yes,
the
ma'am.
danger. And we've seen it over and over and over since. Okay, another comment. I hadn't heard that Candace posted on Facebook that she was washing dishes. Yep, she did. She
Sure
was
did.
talking to some friends. I'd say friends. On Facebook, and she was arguing with people in comments on WJHL and another news outlet. I want to say it was WVLT in Knoxville. Yep. Her timeline for that day is so contrived and keeps changing. Remember that. Remember that. Remember that. Remember, she said the grocery store trip was just 5 minutes for milk and cheese, but when they got home, they needed the boys to help bring in groceries and spend time dividing everything up between her mom's stuff and their stuff. More lies. And you're going to hear this a lot out of me today. Hence why we're here 7 months later. 7.5 months.
And counting.
Yeah. Yeah, wolf cat. Yeah, she's washing dishes. Not when you eat out of a paper sack, microwave pizzas and stuff. What could you be washing?
Or on the backside of your plates.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. I'm washing dishes. She walks out the door barefoot. That's what she said. But she forgot that she had said the night before that she was taking a walk. Then Dawn said she was taking a run. She also forgot that she had told Allie the planting flowers story because the next morning, in her drunken stupor, now she was supposed to be taking a polygraph, but no, she was actively commenting with people on Facebook. Damnedest thing. And like Scorpion said, never seen anything like it. Never. Okay. Judy, appreciate you being here yesterday. I can't listen to any more of this disrespect. Who are we to judge? Okay, hang on there, Jimmy Swaggart. Let me tell you something. In the society I live in and the company I keep, We are 100% against child abuse and child endangerment. When people with attitudes like yours, Judy, are the reason children are failed every day.
And that is another fact.
Thank you.
Let me tell you something. We wear our hearts on our sleeves, period. We're transparent, 100%. And these kids need a voice. I'll be damned if I'm going to let somebody like that tell me that I can't talk about these kids that need justice. Sorry, you're in the wrong arena, lady.
Well, the channel isn't for everyone. Can't make everyone happy, and Judy's unhappy. Well, Judy, this isn't the place for you. Because if you think I'm going to sympathize with two adults who don't have any of their children in their custody, yet continually make their daughter's case harder to solve, and yes, I said it because that's what they're doing, then you're in the wrong place. Yes, I will judge. Yes, I will judge.
And we will let you, Brooks, my friend.
Every day or just today, Kevin? You've been extra nice today.
Every day. For you, it's every day, every minute, every second. Brooks.
Everyone heard it. So Judy, Kevin said it's okay.
Yep.
Thank you, Judy. Okay, another comment. Here we go. Laura, just put that up. Hang on. Oh my God, Judy D goes, this is not Judy. No, it's not you. But this lady uses her real name, like her full name. So I'm really not going to put it out there. You can see it on the channel though. You can go over there and see it. Laura, Judy disrespect is what Don was doing on the phone call yesterday. Phone call yesterday, phone call Friday, phone call to Mary, and all the events of June 15th and what led up to it. That's called disrespect. So Judy, stick it. All right. How is it that Summer went missing in her pink shirt and gray pants when she had on her new school outfit when she got home? Who changed the clothes that she had on and when? We saw the milk video. She clearly has on that, little cute little track outfit that she has on. So in all of this, Candace has always failed to mention when she changed her clothes. And she gives a very generic description as to what she's wearing. Now, do we think that Candace would tell them the wrong outfit to be looking for? No, not Candace. You've been so forthcoming in helping finding your daughter, correct?
Yeah, that's a great point, Brooks. I really doubt if Damnedest there said exactly what Summer was wearing, and that's my opinion. Why in the hell would she say exactly what she was wearing? Yeah, that is a very, very great point.
And I mean, I agree. That's something really important that needs to be mentioned. I mean, you're saying she has on a pink t-shirt and gray shorts. I heard purple shorts one time. When did you change your clothes? When you got home, you never mentioned her eating. And we know because Candace said, because Hunter said, I mean, they do agree on that there was no food. We had some Skittles, if that's what they really were. There's no food. So you get home. So we're separating groceries from our 5-minute trip, which we know it wasn't 5 minutes because Hunter said they were left alone in the truck for an hour. So you get home, you would feed your children. You don't go out there and start planting flowers and taking walks and doing dishes. She had to have been screaming for food by 3:30.
Absolutely. And the other thing, Brooks, we talked about this yesterday that would be burned into your brain. I think her description of what Summer was wearing is too vague. Wouldn't it go like, yeah, she had, but there's a a tear, or there's a picture of Paw Patrol, or uh, you would know more than just the color and just a generic short shirt. You would remember everything about what she had on that day, and I mean everything. And that's my opinion.
You would absolutely remember every event of that day, especially what she had on the last time you laid eyes on her, whether it was before she walked into the house while you were planting flowers and washing your hands, or before you went on your run or walk, or while you were standing there doing dishes. So I guess she's got eyes in the back of her head when she's doing dishes, because she's doing dishes but saw her walk out the door with no shoes on. See what I'm saying?
Crystal clear there, Brooks.
You got it. And Mama Bear of 10 never mentioned unlocking the dungeon door either. She had said all doors locked, no way in, no way out, while the boys were at home alone. Yep, where's the key? Where's the key?
Boy, oh boy, so many lies to remember. A lie for a cover, a lie to cover that lie, to cover that lie. And the walls are crumbling down.
The walls come tumbling down. Scorpion. Hey, Grandis. You're about worthless yourself. Yep, Grandis is. Is Grandis in here? She popped in one day.
Love that comment. Grandma. Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So I was going to talk more about Summer's birthday. Put up a video that Kat did, which I am going to do. Maybe Kat, if she isn't busy, she'll come up and we can give her some praise for it. Kat is doing a 6-part series because Summer's going to be 6 on Friday. So I'm going to play part 1 of it today. So I'm going to do that. I was going to do it first, but I'm going to do it at the end and get to the elephant in the room. So before I get into the craziness, and as you know, it's OMG, this train has gone completely off the tracks. I mean, it's derailed and on its side. The last couple of weeks, we had a call about domestic violence. We have Summer's birthday coming up. Don's got court next week. So now we're back, going full circle again. Going back to the R&R phone calls and accusing people of abducting Summer. Hence why it is February 1st, 2022, and we're still asking what happened to Summer Wells. So, before we get into what happened last night, I'm not going to play any clips or anything. We're going to discuss this because it's really irritating. Just going to give you a little sample, a little reminder of what went down Friday night.
Very first thought I have every night when I wake up to piss before I go to sleep. I go to sleep. I go to sleep every night praying for Summer and begging God and asking Him why. Very first thought I have every night when I wake up to piss before I go to sleep. I go to sleep. I go to sleep every night praying for Summer and begging God and asking Him why. Very first thought I have every night when I wake up to piss before I go to sleep. I go to sleep. I go to sleep every night praying for Summer and begging God and asking Him why. Very first thought I have.
So, there's a friendly reminder of what we're dealing with. Okay?
Yeah.
Ask your wife why. Yep, I'm going to put that clip up right now while Kevin's commenting. Hang on.
Yeah, Don. Well, every time I take a crap, I think of you. How's that? This is unbelievable, the behavior here of these parents. It is absolutely, I've never seen nothing like it. I really haven't. Granted, there are worse cases that, I mean, I don't even know if you can say that worse. I mean, they're all terrible, horrific. But the shit show that is going on from these parents is absolutely alarming, disturbing, so telling, unbelievable. Don and Candace and Grandis, every time I wake up every day, I hope your daughter got justice or gets justice.
We'll get justice.
That,
That's what we
yeah,
hope
that's
for.
what I think of every day when I get up. I worry, and it's not, I don't think about when I'm going to go take a piss. I can't stand that comment. That really irritates me bad.
I know. It is triggering. It is triggering. So let's talk about that. I don't mean to get off track. What is one thing that they never ask for that they pray for? He prays for himself when he's taking a piss. To God, why did this happen? Where is their call for justice? They don't plead for her return from the phantom abductor. Where is their plea for justice?
Great point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it. Never have, never will. I don't know.
Where's their plea for justice? Look at clips of J.C. Dugard's mom. Woman was savage. Look at Natalie Holloway's mom. Look at what the Hornbeck family went through. These are abducted children. Look at Michael Vaughn's mother, what she's going through right now, which we will be covering that case soon, guys. We will be. Sarah Brooks, you notice how he didn't say he asked God to return her to them. No, it's always self-serving bullshit. Asking God, why did this happen? You know why it happened. God doesn't have to tell you. You know.
Yeah. And he always knew it would happen. Oh, well, I'll just see her in the resurrection, or I'll think about her when I take a piss.
They always answer something they weren't asked. What do you think about when you get up in the morning? We change it from the morning to when I take a piss. Gotta be kidding me.
Unbelievable that you can relate your daughter to piss. That blows me away.
Yep, and like Sarah said, Sarah's all over the comments today. Awesome, all on track. It's lip service to inflate his ego. Yep, it is. Matrix, because they act like just another day for some frickin' reason. Yep, but we turned up the volume. We turned up the volume over the weekend and last night. He called 2 different YouTubers last night. From what I was told, Cher called the TBI and was really upset about something he said. I don't know. I'd love to know what he said. That's messed up. That's messed up.
Yeah, I'd love to know what he said too. I really would. But I can guarantee you it's nothing to do with looking for their daughter. And that I'll guarantee you.
I promise it wasn't. I don't even have to hear the phone call to tell you and confirm that to be the truth. Matrix, we're getting close. I agree. I think it's getting ready to erupt. I really do. I really do. All right, so I'm going to play part of the phone call with Cher and Don from the night before. A couple of people said they missed it. They said it wasn't very clear. So I'm going to do just a part of it again, because to me, this is the part that really got me. Hold on.
Yeah, right, but we never, that's what I said. We didn't discuss.
Property up there.
We didn't discuss.
You don't even know where that is?
No, you didn't tell me. You just sent the
It's
pictures and we didn't
Park City,
discuss it.
fucking Utah, on private property.
Okay.
Billionaire property.
Billionaire property.
Yes.
Okay. What is?
And you turned it into something bad. Why?
I didn't turn it into anything bad. You're the one
Yeah,
who's
you did.
taking
You
it.
put under, I don't know what this means. Like it's something mysterious.
Well, I can
What the
change
fuck
that
are
now.
you
I
doing
can
with
say that you just
What
thought
are
it
you
was a.
doing with this? What do you? I'm Cher. I'm sorry, man. You
No.
with that fucking psychic, Reverend Donna Sabrina. Did you hear all the evil shit that
Serafina.
bitch was saying?
Serafina. Reverend Donna Serafina.
What a fucking whore.
Excuse me.
No, what a fucking whore.
Excuse me.
You take God's word.
Like your wife?
No, like you, bitch.
Oh,
You don't know my wife.
nope.
You don't, motherfucker, man.
Do
I
you
do.
know your wife?
Fuck you,
Do
Sheriff.
you know your wife?
Yeah, I do know my wife.
Do you?
And I know how fucking her heart is.
He does know his wife. He does know his wife. That's why he doesn't have many questions about where Summer is.
Hey, every fucking.
Then tell the
day,
truth
fuck
about
out of
June
bed.
15th.
Man, fuck you. You don't know.
Tell the truth about June 15th.
Oh, what? Some sorry motherfucker like you come up here and stole our daughter? Fuck
Mm.
you, bitch.
Good old Don and his mouth never lets us down. Yep. Angel P, thank you for the super sticker. Cat, sorry I spit my tea every time I hear Cher say, like your wife. Yeah, I know my wife. We know you know her. Oh, we know. We know.
Yeah, Don, I got a little message for you. Donna Serafina, she cares more about Summer than her own parents. I don't give a damn if she's a psychic, if she's a clown, or if she's a bank robber. She cares more than you and your wife do for their own flesh and blood.
Yep. Do you want people to help or not, Don? I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but the woman's not a whore. That's Don's mouth. That's how Don is. He's vile. He's not a commandment keeper. He won't be in the resurrection. Yep, Sonia, right there. What a gentleman. He goes to church. Yeah, you're right. I see a lot of new names in here, guys. Hit that sub button. Hit it. Give it a like. So, old Donnie Boy's making the rounds, okay? So, if you were live last night, you might have gotten a phone call. I know of two. So, he was on another channel. And hang on. Not going to play it. I was sent a screen recording of it, but I don't have permission, so I'm not going to do it. And hang on. He is talking about someone that was at the end of his driveway the day of June 15th. Let me preface with saying that this guy's got a lot of his own issues, okay? He got arrested in May of 2021 for possessing child pornography, distributing it, and stuff like that. I don't know how he got bonded out of jail. I have no idea. Not really going to get into it, this guy. He is not salt of the earth dude. Here we are 7.5 months later, and Don is telling us that this guy was in his driveway. All right. Sullivan County Sheriff Blountville man facing 4 child pornography charges after investigation. All right, his name is Donald Wayne Sherfrey. Well, how brilliant is that? His name's Don. You're getting closer, Don.
Great point.
Mm-hmm. I thought Don wasn't home. Do we know if this guy was even out of jail June 15th? Because I can't find when he was released. Early on, Lawson said they interviewed all of the sex offenders in the area, including Don and Candace. They wouldn't have missed this guy. He actually lives pretty close to them, from what I'm gathering. Now, 7.5 months later, Don mentions he was at the end of his driveway, kind of like the 10 bikers from last weekend, right?
This is bullshit. You want to talk about, we talk about deflection and opposite day all the time. This is a prime example, in my opinion.
Jam said, okay, he was released in May. Okay, so he was out and about, okay, June 15th. How did he know Summer was in the basement? And again, Don, how do you know these people? Why would you be friends or friendly with this guy? What are you talking about?
Yeah, my question is, I'm piggybacking off you. Why wasn't this brought up on June 15th? Yeah. Absolutely. If this is a lie, I'm not saying this dude isn't a freaking animal, pathetic individual, for sure. Piece of shit. period. But if this man was down, this shit would have been brought up. If it was straight up this would have been brought up on June 15th with the quickness.
Well, he damn sure brought up Dudley on June 15th, but failed to mention that Donald Wayne Sherfrey was at the bottom of his driveway.
Great point.
Candace made sure to, throw Andy's name in there. But they forgot to mention this. Seems like we've been doing some Googling lately. And we came up with a possibility that might fit what we're saying.
Maybe he was on the bike with H.
Yeah. Or with Allie, or coming up the dog trail. Yeah. It's not going to be hard to figure out where this dude was that day. He probably had an ankle monitor after he got out of jail.
I'll bet the FBI, TBI, and local law enforcement knew where he was that day. And that is my opinion, and I'll take that to the bank.
Anything that will stick, he'll bring up. I need to sit down one day and just write out a list of everyone that's been accused. This is so ridiculous.
You better buy a pack of pencils.
And an extra sharp sharpener, because I'm going to go through those pencils fast.
And a notebook with a few reams of paper.
Ruby, who was it? Hunter said Don said when he called Candace was up on the property again. It was an A name, and then he said Andy. Okay, now we throw this out yesterday, that it's this man. Yep, he's got some heinous charges. Not gonna lie. So was he with Joe Biden that day? It'd be easy to figure out what Joe Biden was doing June 15th. Hell, I could probably Google that right now.
You know what? This is my opinion. One of these days, Don's going to blame the wrong damn person, and it will be dangerous up on that hill, period.
Mm-hmm.
All he's doing is pissing off people. All he's doing is pissing off people, and that are not salt of the earth. You know what I mean? Throwing really bad people's names out there and blaming them. You better watch what you say there, Donnie boy, with your deflections.
Yep. This is hilarious. Liege. Joe Biden was too busy setting up Josh Duggar. Yeah, old Biden, he got blamed for two things, didn't he? Trouble said his dad said he lives in another town and he wasn't near Ben Hill Road that day. He'd be an easy one to clear considering he's already on the radar, Don. And why are you just now bringing this up? Anything that will stick. What people on social media say means more to him than what the 12 in the box are going to say. I don't know why we're not thinking of that. And I saw several comments saying TB already cleared this guy. Ronnie Lawson said very early on, it's a really long clip, I didn't get into it, that they had interviewed, basically anybody on the sex offenders list. This dude definitely would have been one of them. And they were all cleared. So the everybody is a suspect is a group of people, and the guy that was just on the screen, I don't think he's one of them. Is he a nasty individual? Yep. The only reason I put his picture up is because of his crime. But I'm just not buying it.
I damn sure ain't. You know, this is unbelievable. Don, sorry, ain't working, buddy.
No, it's just another person to blame. Yep. And Tiffany, you're exactly right. I was thinking about that earlier too. I didn't write it down. The card team would have known about him. Yeah. Okay, Jen said he was 8 minutes away, according to Candace. Again, how does she know? She was gone all day. What is going on here? Mm-hmm. And I agree with Scorpion. I believe the pot is bigger than it appears. Oh, I do too. I do too.
It sure is seeming that way, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It surely is.
Gabby's mom said when Sheriff... Do you know who Gabby is, Kevin?
Gabby Petito?
No.
Okay, no.
Gabby's mom in here and in Discord, the girl that sang to you on your birthday.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm putting her comment up. When Sheriff Lawson said everyone is a suspect, Don took it literally. Everyone. Yeah, he took it literally, everyone but him and Candace. Mm-hmm.
That was a good comment.
Yeah, and here's Tiffany's too. She's exactly right. And everyone has something to hide. They do. They do. All right, so it's continually asked, why is nothing being done? What's going on? And everything like that. So I'm going to play this. This is from News Nation, and it's a prosecutor that's weighing in on the case. And he sheds a little bit of light on what's holding up the process. Hold on one second.
Johnson, a former federal prosecutor and co-host of the True Crime Reporter podcast, joins me now. Thanks for being here.
You're welcome.
So this little girl just appears to have vanished into thin air. She was reportedly gardening with her family outside. What stands out to you about the Summer Wells case?
Well, I guess to begin with, anytime there's a case of this nature, it turns out in the end that the vast majority are committed by someone they knew, whether it's a family member or someone else, someone that knew them. It's very rare that a stranger abduction or a stranger incident like this take place. It does take place.
I don't think he buys the gardening. Let me go back a little bit.
Committed by someone they knew, whether it's a family member or someone else, someone that knew them. It's very rare that a stranger abduction or a stranger incident like this take place. It does take place.
But it's very, very rare. It's so rare. That's the reason they bring the card unit in immediately, because the FBI would have to be involved, because odds are they're crossing state lines. We lost you, Huckleberry.
Yep. Guess what? I hate that when my phone rings. All I can do is jump out and come back in. I feel so terrible that it disrupts the live kind of, but I can't. I mean, it's phone solicitors that called me, and it's like, damn it, you know. Anyway, sorry about that. I can't control it.
That's okay. You're back. It's okay. So I'm going to rewind this just a little bit.
Yeah. Thank you.
When they knew, whether it's a family member or someone else, someone that knew them. It's very rare that a stranger abduction or a stranger incident like this take place. It does take place. And I've had several I've worked on that it's been the case. But I see this as a bit of a, for lack of a better term, a country John Benet Ramsey case, where the families made statements.
He put that nicer than me, a country John Benet Ramsey. Okay. Yeah, he's got really nice hair, Scorpion. Mr. Meat Card is an FBI team. Yeah, and what I was saying is, the FBI, the card unit comes out when a child goes missing, because if they see it's an abduction, they have to be involved, because odds are they cross state lines. You see what I'm saying? They said from the beginning, no abduction. And this guy, I think this guy really brings it home. He kind of dances around it a little bit. He doesn't want to be too inflammatory, but if you watch him, he knows what's up.
Yeah, and it's obvious that he doesn't believe this bullshit either.
No, he does not.
Perhaps some inconsistent statements, depending on what you read and who you believe. But at this point, there's not enough evidence, apparently.
Okay, right there he says inconsistent statements. Well, we've been talking about inconsistent statements. If you were here for the first show on June 16th, we were already talking about that. It's like, what is she talking? We've been watching what she was saying on Facebook throughout the day. So right there, he's already saying inconsistent statements. Takes me back to the show we did last Friday before, comparing Letitia Staunch and Candace. And we were going through the arrest affidavit. And I promise we will do a complete show on Gannon one day. And they talked about the inconsistent statements. And one big red flag was using Gannon in past tense, and that they deducted that she did no search of her own. We're going to hear that in this case. Mark my words.
For law enforcement to either show those statements are true, the family's being truthful, or that the family's not being truthful, or that any other person he's spoken with has been truthful or not. In John Benet Ramsey's case, he just didn't have enough evidence to link an individual to the homicide. And in this case, we don't have the little girl yet. And so it's a lack of evidence that makes it hard to contradict or corroborate statements. And so far, I think that's the main thing.
And I was reading about this case. It's really interesting.
Okay.
Link an individual.
All right. So I'm not going to talk about the John Benet Ramsey case. I don't care about that. I mean, he's trying to make a comparison. It's all right. But I want to replay this really quick, what he says. All right. Give me a second.
I like the way he said yet. Yeah.
Oh, me too.
To the homicide. And in this case, we don't have the little girl yet. And
okay. So I like that he says yet. That is a big, big piece of this. All right. Not having Summer could solve this case. She has to be found. Lawson has been saying since June 16th, search your property, search your property, search your property, search your property. Look for a patch of clothing. We don't really know what she had on that day. It doesn't seem plausible what Candace said because it's just so generic. It's not, it had a My Little Pony on it. It didn't have a Paw Patrol, just plain old pink t-shirt and gray shorts. Could have been purple, barefoot. But he says yet.
Yeah, I love that. I am so glad he said that.
And Amber is reading my mind. Yet sounds to me they know more than they're leading on. Yeah.
And the walls come crumbling down.
You're such a crooner, Kevin. I didn't know you had those pipes. Woo!
so it's a lack of evidence that makes it hard to contradict or corroborate statements. And so far, I think that's the main thing.
And I was reading.
Okay, so what he's saying is they're basically going off of what Don and Candace are telling them about the events of the day. They don't have enough evidence to corroborate the shit they're feeding them. So they're having to go a totally different direction because, call me silly, but I don't think they're telling them everything. That's really important what he said there. They don't have enough evidence, Summer mainly, to corroborate what they're telling them. Tamara, yep. Not having Summer is the holdup. Yep. Scorpion said, sign Kevin up, Brooks. Oh, I am. I'm going to get him a contract as soon as this is over.
Oh. Boy, oh boy, this is just another evening of absolute bullshit.
What are you thinking about this prosecutor breaking it down?
I'm loving every piece of this video so far, is what I'm doing.
All right. If you need a break to go get some popcorn or anything, Kevin, you let us know.
I will. I will, Brooks.
Thank you, Kevin.
Reading about this case, it's really interesting. This reignited the search for her aunt, Rosemarie Bly, who also vanished from Polk County in 2009. That's a pretty big coincidence on its face.
That's odd. It may be a coincidence, but things of that nature that happen within families, sometimes there's a reason to look a little deeper.
Okay. Listen to what he said. It could be a coincidence, but when things of that nature happen in the same family, probably need to look a little bit deeper into what's really going on. Amber, I don't understand why they can't charge Dawn and Candace without her body. Can't they do that? Yep, they absolutely can. I think that's what they're working on, is a circumstantial case.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm telling you what, right now, in my opinion, I guarantee you that the hourglass, I've said this before, the hourglass is getting empty. And yes, they can be arrested on circumstantial evidence, no problem.
This is not going to go unsolved. It's not. It's just not. Cat, eventually with enough circumstantial evidence. Yep, it takes a long time, man. It all comes down to that reasonable doubt, because that's what the defense team, that's what they're going to, drive home. And you only get one shot. That's all you get. You get one chance to put them away. Can't do it again. You can't say, hey, I found this. Doesn't matter. Even if they walk right out of the courtroom and say, huh, dumbasses, I actually did it. Doesn't matter. You can't ever do it again. It just takes one person to say, I'm not buying this. I'm not convinced.
Yeah, and in my opinion, I am so glad that LE, FBI, TBI, they're taking their time to get this right. We absolutely don't want a mistrial or something. Summer, that's not going to help Summer whatsoever.
Nope. And I know it's frustrating. People's nerves are racked. Dawn and Candace don't make it any easier with their craziness that they pull on the reg. But not giving up. Not giving up.
Of that nature that happen within families, sometimes there's a reason to look a little deeper. And I think in this case, if I'm reading correctly, the other children, that is to say her brothers, may have been taken from the home by Child Protective Services. I've read that. If that's true, there's something more to it that we're not.
Right there, he says it. He didn't want to come out and say that they've been taken, because I think he wanted to make sure he had his ducks in a row. But if that's the case, he said, there's more to it. Because your child is missing doesn't mean that the other children get taken. That's just doesn't go that way. When Breasia Terrell was missing, her brothers were not removed from the home. There's many, many cases when a child goes missing, they don't take the other children. That doesn't work that way.
I'll tell you what.
And that's something that law enforcement will have to work.
What's that, buddy?
That guy right there, that statement he just made, that is very, very telling. And it is very, oh, so true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I rewound it just a little bit so we can hear that again. Is that all right?
Oh, you're good. Let's do this.
More to it that we're not hearing yet. And that's something that law enforcement will have to work through. And I'm sure they are. And I'm sure there's much we don't know at this point.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that too. The only clue, as we just heard from that reporter, in her disappearance so far seems to be that red pickup truck. The whole community has been searching. It seems like they would have found something by now. We heard from that law enforcement officer saying usually we get some sort of credible clue or tip at this point in the investigation.
Well, unless it didn't happen the way their whole basis for what they're doing is based on what, I guess, the family and maybe some others told them.
Exactly. Their basis of investigation is based on what they have been told. That's all they can investigate. And now here we are 7.5 months later, nothing they say has panned out. That's the problem. They don't have anything credible. I know a lot of people, when the little girl thankfully was found in Australia, they were like, oh, they got to do it like they do in Australia. They went right in and found her. They had a credible tip. Just like Call Marie Holland. They had a credible tip. They got right to it. They had a credible tip. In this one, there's no credible people to give them a tip.
There damn sure ain't a white knight anywhere.
No.
All the people that are surrounded by these scumbag parents. Listen, there's not one, in my opinion, that is even reputable. They are surrounded by losers.
Who the her? There's no credible people. Cleo also had innocent parents. Yep, she certainly did. And they had a credible tip. Now, I'm going to rewind it again. I'm not trying to bore you guys or beat a dead horse, but listen to what he says. They're investigating off of the bullshit that they've been fed. So just like we're not that caliber, if you know what I mean, of detective or investigator, all right? But like what we try to do on here, we don't take what they say at face value. We kind of go around the other stuff, especially what they volunteer that it's like, nobody asked you that. All right, I'm going to rewind this a minute. Kevin, tell me if I'm going back too much.
I sure will.
Way their whole basis for what they're doing is based on what I guess the family and maybe some others told them. So if that turns out to be mistaken in terms of its time or not correct, it may be that we had a case where a preacher in Texas murdered his wife and faked it as a suicide. And the time frame he gave, which law enforcement relied upon, they just fully relied upon it for the longest time until they realized he was lying about all of it. And his alibi was completely impossible forensically. And so the foundation of what we start with in a case like this sometimes is a myth.
Okay. To me, that's really important. Now, remember, this guy's just weighing in. He's not part of the investigation. So I know what case he's talking about, too, about the preacher in Texas. Anyway, so they have to go off of what they're given, all right? And they've been given a trail by Don and Candace. Went for a walk, went for a run, planting flowers, washing dishes. I mean, the whole nine, everything we've heard, they've told them. So like he's saying, if they're investigating a myth, then they got to go right back to the drawing board. The cell phone pings are really, really going to help. There's no doubt about it. Lots of cases have been solved that way. Look at the Vallow Daybell case. It just takes a lot longer. A lot longer, Daphne. What about Don's 7 alibis? Surprised it's not 20 by now.
I'll tell you one thing, that picture you just showed me, Candace has got some guns, man. That's a big girl. She is definitely capable of throwing something around.
She'd whip a bear.
Yeah, look at the size of her freaking arms.
She's mean. She's mean.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
So I'm going to hear that again. Give me just a second, because that's really important to think about so we don't get so frustrated.
The time frame he gave, which law enforcement relied upon, they just fully relied upon it for the longest time until they realized he was lying about all of it. And his alibi was completely impossible forensically. And so the foundation.
Okay, so when he says his alibi, talking about another case in Texas, nothing related to this, his alibi was forensically impossible. Well, let's look at Candace's. She was posting on Facebook at 6 o'clock that night. So sometime between her posting on Facebook and when she called 911 at 6:30, she went for a walk, because that's what she told 911. I know the story changed later, but that's what I stick to because that's what was reported. She came back 10 minutes later. All right, but remember, she was on Facebook at 6. She could have been Facebooking while she was taking her pretend walk. She told Allie that she was spending 20 minutes in the dungeon looking for Summer. Not a lot of stuff to look through. I don't know why it would take you 20 minutes. I don't think Candace would do more than from the hole at the top of the stairs yell, "Summer!" No. That's really a big deal there.
Get your damn ass up here.
Yeah, that's how I guarantee that's how she talks. Annette, thank you for the super sticker.
Guaranteed.
Of what we start with in a case like this sometimes is a myth. It may not be. It may be exactly correct. But if it's a myth, then everything that works from there could be mistaken. And we just don't know enough.
Okay, Bill Johnson, thank you for joining us, host of the
You're
True
welcome.
Crime Reporter podcast. We appreciate your time tonight.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Okay, so I like how that guy puts it all out there and explains it's not a lack of care and compassion or wanting to solve the crime. The investigation is based off of what they've been given. And well, we all know what we've heard. We all know what we've heard.
Yep, and we've heard a lot.
We've heard a lot, and it's a lot to take in. You look at some comments real quick. Sarah, Don is obsessed with YouTube. Yep, he's obsessed with himself. He thinks he is a star.
When all he is a pathetic, narcissistic, neglectful father. That's all he is.
Are you
Period.
being judgmental, Kevin?
Oh, no. I'm just stating a fact.
Thank you.
That's
Yep.
another fact. This case is full of facts.
Yep. We don't know a lot about the actual crime. We don't. But there's
No, we
a
do
lot
not.
of other stuff we do. A lot.
A ton. That is so telling.
Scorpion said, people, can I get just 5 minutes alone? Ooh. Woo. All right. So, Kat is doing a 6-part series that I can't love enough because summer is going to be 6.
I want to see those. Those will be good.
Yep. This is part 1. She's working on part 2 today. And we have her permission to share it. So hang on 1 second. I'm going to put it up. Then we're going to get Kevin's daily rant.
And by the way, thank you, Kat.
All right, here we go. I thought I heard her pop in. Scorpion said, step right up for the front seat. Don't strike us, Kat. Now, if I share something, I've had permission. Now, I didn't get permission from News Nation because, well, they're a national source.
Yeah, Kat's awesome.
And that's a fact.
And that is another fact.
Yeah. So I can't love this enough the way she's doing a 6-part series. You guys will see what I'm talking about. You guys will love this. Hold on. And hopefully we can get the woman herself up here.
Hello everyone, welcome to this series I've called 6 Candles for Summer. We light candles at different times for different reasons. For some, it is part of a religious ceremony or festival. For others, it may be as a spiritual practice. Often, candles are lit in acknowledgement, celebration or remembrance of life or suffering. For me personally, lighting candles is a way of shining a light into a darkness. And considering Summer Wells' 6th birthday is approaching, it seemed like the most pertinent time to light 6 candles and take a look back at 6 of the most pivotal moments in her disappearance over the last 7 months. To me, these 6 markers have shaped and changed the course of events, but it is not yet clear how they impact the outcome of the investigation. At the heart of it all is a missing 5-year-old child who turns 6 in a few days' time. The following series is in remembrance of Summer Wells and in recognition of her story. Everything changed on Ben Hill Road that day. The first thing that was remarked upon as being out of the ordinary was Donald Wells, Summer's father, taking his almost brand new Subaru to do a dryballing job in Jonesboro, Tennessee, leaving Candace to drive her mother's vehicle. Summer went with her mother and grandmother that morning to a hospital clinic, attended by her grandmother, who was receiving treatment for a previous knee complaint. While her mother was in her appointment, Summer's mother, Candace, either made or received contact with a 15-year-old boy who was a friend of the family. And together, Summer and her mother went to collect the boy from his house before returning to collect her grandmother from the hospital. This began a series of events that would unravel fast to become one of the most talked about child disappearances of recent times. It's hard to imagine events of June the 15th through the eyes of a 5-year-old child. From the stories of the adults and of the older child, the routine of that day seemed pretty mundane. A visit to a pharmacy, a swim in the local state park, a slushie from Sonic, some TikTok videos, and a journey to collect milk from Priceless. But these are the tales told by a mother, a grandmother, a young boy, and his mother. It has always seemed to me that during this day there was something bigger happening. Perhaps a plan by one of the adults, a plan that meant Summer would be gone by late in the afternoon and nobody would be any the wiser. Summer appeared to be enjoying her time at the waterhole, although H, the young boy who was with Summer that day, since alluded to Summer disappearing under the water for perhaps 10 to 12 seconds, and that he rushed in to drag her up. The incident was denied by Summer's mother. It is unclear what's happening in this video clip, or the photograph still that was taken from it. No one has yet identified the voice in the passenger side, the person who took this photo. Candace says it was her mother who took the video by accident, and much has been made about the possible condition in the back of that truck that day. It is assumed to be the last clear image of Summer, but it was not the image that was submitted to police in the hours after her disappearance. It was shown on the Amber Alert that followed her disappearance. Going back to the events as they happened on June the 15th, after the boy H was returned to his home, the timeline seems to take a huge nosedive. In this interview given to WJHL News a couple of days after Summer disappeared, Candace said that she doesn't really keep time, as time seems to be hard to keep track of when you're having fun. I wonder if by the time they got home that day, which Candace reported to be around the 3:30 mark, whether something sinister had already happened to Summer. There are so many inconsistencies. Trying to piece together a timeline of that day has been all but impossible. But the part of the story that formed a part of this interview has more or less remained the same.
My mother and her were planting flowers, and we went in after we got done washing our hands, and she got a piece of candy from Grandma, and she wanted to go back over and see her brothers, and I said okay, and I walked her all the way over to the porch, and I watched her walk into the kitchen where the boys were watching TV, and I told the boys, I said, watch Summer, I'll be back. And within 2 minutes I came back, and I asked the boys where their sister was, and they said, she went downstairs, Mom, to play with her toys in the playroom. I said, okay. And I yelled downstairs for her a couple times, and I didn't get no answer, which was unusual because usually she always answers me. And so I went down there to check, and she was nowhere in sight. She was just gone.
Some possible witnesses have had their testimony protected. Summer's brothers, who were taken from the home by CPS several weeks after their sister's disappearance, are naturally having their rights as minors protected. It remains to be seen what they know about the events that unfolded after the time that Summer, her mother, and her grandmother returned home. It was said that they helped unload groceries and were asked to look after their sister, while the mother went to help their grandmother fix her knee brace. We will not know exactly what they know or witnessed until or unless this case appears in court. Until then, Summer's brothers have all the rights in the world to be protected and cared for. Having reported Summer as missing at approximately 6:30 that evening, Donald Wells allegedly packed his tools into his truck and drove straight home. He said the first place he went to look was in the shed at the bottom of his property, and as soon as he realised Summer wasn't there, he said he knew she was gone. It has always concerned me that he went to check that shed, and at that point he knew Summer was gone. In the WJHL interview, he states that he knew instantly that Summer had been abducted, and he told the police that several times. Whilst neither parent believes Summer just wandered off, the police have said since it was highly unlikely Summer was abducted. This leaves the possibility that Summer was the victim of foul play. Several search agencies from across the state were involved in the search for Summer Wells, including the FBI CARD team, the TBI, and EquiSearch. Helicopters, drones, thermal imaging camera technology, dogs and divers all formed part of the crews who were searching for several weeks afterwards. Originally, the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department and the TBI would give daily press conferences with information on the search, but nothing tangible was found in those early days, at least nothing significant that would be brought to the public's attention. They originally made reference to a red Toyota Tacoma truck with ladder beds in the back. Although they have tracked down many of these so far, none has yielded any clues as to the whereabouts of missing 5-year-old Summer Wells. Coming up in part 2 of 6 Candles for Summer Wells, the next significant marker in the search for Summer was the Chris McDonough interviews and the insights that they provided us with. I'll be taking a closer look at those and what we learned. Thanks for watching. To ensure you don't miss the next part of my series, please click like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.
Incredible work. I tell you what, I thought you knocked it out of the park with spray tan last week. I'm going through the comments. I didn't put them up on the screen because I didn't want to take, I didn't want to block out any of the video. Lots of people were crying. People are talking about Granda's keeping quiet. I was trying to write them down. Amber said she had chills. They said, what playroom? Exactly, what playroom? This is wonderful, Kat. Thank you for letting us share this.
Thank you. No problem. You're always welcome. And thank you to all the nice comments in chat. I was reading them as it went along. I just wanted to say one thing about this series is that it's not focusing too much on anybody else involved in this story. What I want to focus on is what we've learned about Summer and her life experience and the place where she lives and where she came from and who she is as a person, because I think at points her story has got a little bit lost. So although the next part of the story is the Chris McDonough interviews, it's very much based on her experience in that family, in that home, in the waterhole. So I hope that I'm doing justice for Summer in some ways.
Oh, you absolutely are. And I want to thank you, Mochara, for that video. I really do.
Thank you too, Mochara.
That was just beautiful. I love how you're breaking it down. And, the concept, a 6-part series, 6 candles for Summer. I think that I'm telling you that, you guys sub her channel. I'm telling you.
Brooks. Thank you, Brooks. I really appreciate it. I love your channel.
Yeah, don't unsub
we love you.
Channel. You can be subbed to every channel.
Oh, absolutely. Sub to Brooks, definitely. Get all the best here.
Yeah, that was really, really good. And so was your other video. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You have such an eye. You know how many comments a week I get, people saying your voice is so annoying, and I'm like, well, you know what, if I get a sound bar and I can dub Kat's voice over mine, I will. But until then, you're stuck with me.
Everyone wants a British accent by proxy, so I've decided to be everyone's proxy. Okay.
Yes, I'm going to dub your voice from now on because
okay.
Judgmental Judy and you always say your voice is like nails on a chalkboard. I'm like, well,
but it's all a matter of opinion, because I actually watched your show from yesterday while I was falling asleep last night, and it was like a lullaby. So ignore the haters, Brooks.
We welcome
them. We welcome them.
We welcome them.
Oh, I know. But I don't find your voice annoying. I find it soothing. So there we go.
Well, I found yours soothing too. And this video, I think I watched it 3 times this morning. I was like, wow, just the way you put it together.
Oh,
yep,
thank
like
you.
I
Well,
said,
part 2 is coming out today.
Part 2 is coming. Well, you know what we're going to be talking about tomorrow? We're also going to be talking about lie detectors and all of their lies. So everyone has a homework assignment. and it's going to take a lot. So if you need to take the rest of the day off from work, I'll write you a note. Got to write down all their lies because that's going to be tomorrow's show.
Wow,
Yeah,
there's not going to be enough
that's going to
paper in
be
the
a
world.
great. Yeah, it's going to be a great show. Lie detectors and lies. Yep.
Excellent.
It's time we address that.
The
We're
red
getting
flag
on it.
factory, Kevin.
Yeah, it's out of material.
Yep. Yep. They say in America
True story.
everywhere. They say in America everywhere is hiring except the red flag factory because they're out of fabric.
Love that.
And you know that's funny, but it's so true, right?
It is. Holly Beans, Dr. Clark can get us excused. Yes, because you guys, we got to put together all this. Need you guys. Oh, thank you, sweet Sativa. Brooks does an awesome job entertaining us. You guys are the best.
I agree.
You're the best. You guys are awesome. Well, you know who else is awesome? Kevin and his daily rant. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
Let's do this.
All right.
Oh, bullshit. Yeah. Today's my rant is about the movie Tombstone. It absolutely freaking awesome. I don't know how many people that are in chat that love this movie, but I've talked to so many people that this movie is like one of their favorites. And I was sitting here thinking, about the movie, the scenes in the movie, and you gotta love when Billy Bob Thornton is in that bar and Wyatt Earp walks in there and he just calls him straight out, go ahead, skin that smoke wagon and see what happens, and then he grabs him by the ear and drags his ass outside, and then Doc Holliday's out there, and it's just that part of that movie was absolutely awesome in my opinion. Another part of that movie is when Doc Holliday's playing cards with oh shit, what was his name? Well, anyway, the guy, Doc Holliday is sitting there and he looks at him and he says, I know what, let's have a spelling bee. And that part right there was absolutely hilarious in my opinion. What a thing to say to a dumbass, right? Another part of the movie that I really liked was when Doc Holliday and Johnny Ringo at the end there, where they meet each other at the big oak tree. And he shoots him, and then he walks over to him and he goes, "You were just too high strung." I thought that part right there was absolutely funny. That's how it amazed me, back then. That's just how shit was handled, and but anybody that has ever watched that movie, or if you've never seen it, that's even better yet. Go watch it. And the other part, one more thing I want to say about that is the scene at the OK Corral, the shootout, when that one, what was his? Anyway, him and Doc Holliday were staring at each other, and Doc Holliday knew damn good and well by the look on his face. And Doc Holliday just looks at him and he winks. And then Wyatt Earp was like, "Oh shit." And all hell broke loose. But anyway, that's my rant about Tombstone. If you have never seen that movie, please check it out. It is absolutely awesome. That's my rant, Brooks.
And that was a wonderful rant. Now that I'm done with football, I think we're going to be watching that this weekend, Kevin.
That movie is, oh, and then, there were so many parts in it. Or the one part where Doc Holliday is getting his haircut or whatever by the barber, and Johnny Ringo's out. He's all drunk and he knocks all the coffins over. And I love it when Doc Holliday stood up out of the chair and he goes, "I'm your Huckleberry,"
I
and
know. I know.
and then he walks back over to the chair and he goes to the barber, "Proceed." That movie is just awesome. I think it's one of the best movies ever done. And Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday is absolutely one of the best acting jobs I have ever seen. Period.
Yep, it's a great movie. Like I said, we're going to watch it this weekend. I'll be texting you during it. You know, I bother you all the time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're always bothering me, Brooks. Not a chance. You don't bother me. You know what bothers me?
What?
These freaking parents that abuse and neglect their kids. That's what bothers me terribly.
And I'm going to segue into that because I want everyone to be back here at noon Central Time because we got more stuff to talk about with Harmony Montgomery. You're going to get to hear us rant again.
Boy, that is so heartbreaking. All these cases are. But, you know, to look at little Harmony, I mean, all these kids, but it's so heartbreaking.
Yep. Got to
It's
read
so
this
hard.
comment real quick from Birdie. She's a fellow Okie like me. Are you going to get any of that ice and snow, Birdie? Birdie said Judy needs to put her big girl panties on. The children are our future. God bless our children. Yep, Judy. Shove it. Shove it.
Are all Okies like you?
Actually, yeah, a lot. Yeah.
Damn fireballs.
I guarantee Birdie is.
Yeah, excuse me. With that
She told
comment, I
Judy to put her
guarantee
big girl panties on.
Yeah, with that comment, I guarantee she's a big girl.
No, not like
I
that.
don't mean that way. No. That's
she
not
means
what
like
I
grown
mean.
woman, like be a grown woman.
Exactly. That's
No, I know what you
yeah.
meant.
I didn't mean she's big and fat or something. I didn't. That's not exactly what I meant at all.
Nope, that was a great comment. Thank you, Birdie. So, Kevin, let's
Yep.
start winding this down. Got to get ready for the next show. It'll be in about an hour and a half. Yep, a lot of people are going to get hit by this ice storm. Oh, boy. All right.
So that's today, right? Your ice storm's supposed to be today?
It's got to start about 2 a.m.
Well, yeah, if that's the one thing, I can drive snow, rain, wind, whatever, but when it's really icy out on the roads and like you're in Oklahoma, shit gets shut down and I imagine it would be really dangerous in Oklahoma to drive on the ice.
It's dangerous to drive in Oklahoma without the ice.
True.
Told you about my morning yesterday. All right,
Yes,
Kevin,
ma'am.
send us off and I'm going to close down the show and we're going to get ready for noon Central Time. I'm going to be talking about Hermie. Go, Kev. Go.
All right. Well, first of all, I want to thank you, Brooks, for your channel and for letting everybody vent because everybody is so frustrated over these children that are abused and neglected every day. And I want to say that if you have children, hug them, tell them you love them. If you don't have children, tell a family member. If you don't have a family member, tell your pet. If you don't have a pet, for sure, tell yourself, because you are loved, whether you know it or not. And it is so important to share that because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow or in the same day.
You're exactly right, my friend. Exactly.
I forgot to say that yesterday, and I felt so terrible.
That's okay, buddy. Every day is a new day.
Yep.
So I'm going to give a special shout out to one of my bestest friends, Kevin B. We had some people trolling comments yesterday after the show because they don't have the nerve to say things to people's face. So before you make a comment like that and you get people that comment back to you and tell you what a sorry sack of shit you are, before you do it, I've got two sides to my ass you can kiss. Don't waste your time. We're a community here. We fight for these children. Don't need your 2 cents. But thank you for keeping us busy yesterday. In the meantime, join us back at noon to talk about harmony. Got to thank the mods. You guys are amazing. And again, I'm not biased. Best chat on YouTube and best community. We're going to see you guys back here at noon. And don't forget, we have 2 shows tomorrow. One's going to be very controversial, but I know we can handle it. You guys are the best. See you in a little bit. Bye-bye. And thank you, Kat. Thank you. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.